Good day, mortals. My name is Mika, and today I'm coming back at you with another Madhouse FX Studios elf ear review. Now, why am I making another video about Madhouse FX Studios? Well, that's because I just simply felt like it. I ordered another 2 pairs of elf ears, and in my last video about them, I said that they were the best ears for the best price, and I still stand by that. They really are my favorite elf ear company, and I really wanted to buy another pair of elf ears for Sprouts because I've noticed recently I've been wearing my cosplay FX ears for Sprouts, and the reason why I like those so much is because I don't need any kind of glue to keep them on my ears. They just naturally stick to my ears, which is really great for the Renaissance Festival. But I've noticed in my videos lately that this part of the earlobe really shows, and it has this really obvious line there. So I wanted to get a pair of really good elf ears for Sprout that includes the ear lobe so that it doesn't look wonky. It actually looks very, very natural. So yeah, Madhouse FX Studios has actually made a lot of changes since my last video, so I'll go into that before I get into the actual review. So Madhouse FX Studio now actually is no longer on Etsy. They only sell on their main website now, which I believe is through Shopify, and then they use their Instagram for all of their information. So it's really important to follow their Instagram if you want a pair of ears, because they have sell dates where they will restock everything and then they sell out really quickly. They usually sell out within minutes or hours. So if you're wanting a pair of elf ears, you're really gonna have to keep track of their restock date and then buy your ears instantly. So there's that. Their price has gone up, but it's only by a few dollars, nothing major. I definitely think that the price is worth it. Their ears are very professional and realistic looking. These are my general favorite elf ears, and again, in my last video I go into all this detail, but I'll just go ahead and go over it again. These are their wood elf ears, and as you can see, these are not glued on, by the way. They go all the way down the earlobe, and when it's glued on, it actually fits on my ear perfectly, and you can't really see any lines or anything. It just looks like my ear. So these aren't glued on, and you can already see how well it blends in. The only kind of awkward spot is right here, but you usually can't really tell that's there. So once it's been painted to match your skin color, it looks perfect. They have a bajillion different sizes and shapes that you can choose from. They also do silicone now, so these are latex, and they also have a silicone option. So they're super lightweight, which is another reason why I prefer these, because once you glue them on, they're really on and the wind's not going to blow them off, because sometimes with heavier ears, when the wind blows, even if it's glued on, it can kind of blow them off, especially with the larger ears. The larger your ears are, the heavier the ear is going to be. And so for the companies that make heavier ears, sometimes even after you glue them on, the wind blows them off. So these ears are super lightweight, and they look freaking fantastic. So this company is from Spain, so shipping and the time it takes to ship is nothing unusual. It's pretty fast actually, and they do share their reviews a lot on their Instagram, so if you want your face to be on their Instagram, you could tag them in some posts showing off your ears, and they will show it off on their Instagram. So real quickly, I'm just going to pop on my ears that I reviewed in my last video. These are one of their Link ears. They honestly have a bunch of ears that they have made related to Link and Zelda and all that, but this is one of their elf ear pairs, if I can get my hair out of the way. So there's that. And I wear these a lot in my videos as well. They are super cute. I love the shape of them. These fit me a little bit, not as well as the wood elf ears, but they still fit me pretty well. So I glue it back here. It fits something like that. It's not even glued on, but it still looks pretty good. In my last video, I did have a small complaint that these ears were just slightly asymmetrical, like this part of the lobe here kind of goes down further than this side, but it's not a big deal. These ears were cute, but for my Sprout ears, I didn't want to replace these ears. I just wanted to get a new set of ears, but I didn't buy them for so long because I was just waiting for them to restock on Etsy, and then I didn't realize that they were never going to restock on Etsy, so I reached out to them and was like, hey, what's going on? And then they told me that they're no longer on Etsy, that they're selling on their own website now, and they're on Instagram. So that's why it took me like a year pretty much to buy a new pair of ears. But let's go ahead and move on to the ears I just bought. So I actually bought 2 pairs of ears because I didn't know which ears were going to work the best for Sprout, and I did not mind buying an extra pair of ears. So these are the first pair of ears I'm going to show you, which are the pair of ears that I have decided to not wear for Sprout. So these are just going to be for fun. So I think these were labeled as a more generic, like long elf ear style. And these are kind of a basic long elf ear shape. They are pretty cute. I'm not in love with the general shape of them. Now the shape is great. I have no complaints about it. It's just not really my personal preference, which is why I decided that these were not going to be the ears that I replace Sprout's ears with. But they fit on really well, and I love the coloring they did with it, but I would want to go over it anyway because it's just a bit too transparent that I would need to cover it with my makeup. But yeah, that's basically what they look like. They are very tall and kind of on the thinner side, so they're very like high elf looking, and they fit pretty well. If I glued this down, this would kind of fit on there better like that. And I mean, that fits my ear pretty great. These ears look pretty symmetrical to me, so that's very good. Not that asymmetry in ears is like a terribly bad thing, but you don't want your ears to be like too terribly asymmetrical, otherwise it looks a bit wonky or looks like you might have like injured your ear once before. But these are very symmetrical. I can't tell the difference, so that's a good thing. They're very high quality. I like I said, they're not my preference, but the quality of the ear is just fantastic. I don't know when I'll ever wear these, to be honest, because in my videos I'll probably just wear my other 2 ears that I've already shown, which I prefer over these ears. And then for Sprout, I'm going to be wearing either the new ears that I'm going to show you or my cosplay FX ears. So I might save these for something, but I might end up giving them away to somebody just because I just don't know when I'll ever actually wear them. So the reason why I don't prefer the shape is because I just find them to be a bit too thin. I like these other ears that I got, which are these. These were listed as one of the Link Legend of Zelda ears, and I like these ears because they're a bit fatter or wider. So I'll just give a little comparison here. These are the new ears, and these are just a bit wider, and also these ears are angled very upward, and I like my ears to be angled a little bit more outward. So that's why I decided not to use these ears. So let's go ahead and put the new ears on. So these are the ears that I decided that I was going to try to wear as Sprout. So these have like a thick, what do you call this? It's like a, what do you call this part of the ear? It's like a lip or something, but it has 2 very thick lips. I know that's not a good word to use, but so there's that. Look at this freaking ear, dude. This ear is fantastic. Okay, so let's do a little like comparison here. So here is one of my cosplay ears that I use for Sprout. As you can see, this one, it does not include the lobe. So this line right here, it gets kind of obvious sometimes when you're like close up. So let's put it on, and this sticks on very well without any glue. Usually I like to let it sit for a minute and just let my sweat make it a little bit stickier, but here's the comparison for you. So I like how these new ears are just a bit longer. They're just about as wide. These might actually be a little bit wider than these. And then this has like a really cool little tip at the end. It kind of flicks up like that at the end. And I was worried about these ears. The reason why I bought 2 pairs of ears is because in the picture, these ears were angled quite downward like this, and I was worried that I was going to be angled too down for my preference, but on my ears they're angled pretty upward. I think they're just a little bit down more than the cosplay ears, but they're still angled more upward than downward, so I think they're going to work out really well. So let's go ahead and put on this other ear on, and I will be painting these like my other sprout ears. So there's that one on, and you can angle these a little bit. You can kind of like push it one way or the other, but it's really best to let it be angled whichever way that it wants to sit on your ear naturally. But yeah, these ears look really symmetrical too. And these don't really have like a, whatever you would call this, you know, like this little like ridge here in the ear. It doesn't have that. I don't know if I prefer that or not, but it still looks really good. I mean, this part of the ear is gonna be covered by my hat anyway. That's about where my hat's gonna sit. But I freaking love these ears. They look a little bit silly in a way for my normal skin, but when I'm in my like sprout getup, it's gonna look really good, especially with the hat on. It's good to have big long ears with that hat on, so the ears really like show over that hat. Yeah, they do have a little bit of a natural ridge right here, if you can see that, like your actual ear has. And the coloring on this one is also very good. Not that it really matters for me because I will be repainting it. Now, these ears are definitely a bit heavier than my smaller wood elf ears, but I mean, this one is really wobbly, but I don't think they're too heavy to like blow off in the wind. For some reason, this one is way more wiggly than this one. So for review purposes, let's go ahead and glue these ears on. I will need to glue these ears on when I play Sprouts, at least when I'm at the festival. So let's go ahead and test out this spirit gum. I know spirit gum is not the best stuff to use, but that's what I was using last year. I got some Mayron spirit gum, but I haven't tested that yet. So we're just gonna use this spirit gum from Spirit Halloween. I apply it right here at the front of my lobe. I apply it on the back side of my lobe. I apply it right here where it kind of sits. And then I apply it along this like little ridge of my ear. That's probably all I need to do. Let's go ahead and do the other ear too, so we can see if that fixes the floppiness of that ear. I know my hair right here is a bit of an awkward length, so it might kind of get in the way of the elf ear, but I'll do my best. Usually for the festival, I keep my hair completely shaved because, you know, it's hot at the festival, and having a shaved head really helps me to stay cool. So I'm gonna let this sit for just a minute to make sure that the glue is fully dried before I attempt to wiggle my ears around. But you really only need to wait like a second before you can start like moving on. You don't have to sit there and hold it. I mean, sometimes you do. It depends on your glue, really. This stuff, when I first got it, I had to sit there and hold it, but only for a few seconds. But now the glue is so tacky. It's the same exact glue that I was using in my last video. The glue is so tacky that it's like immediately tacky, and I don't even have to hold it down. So while I'm waiting for this to dry fully, I will go ahead and note that the back of these ears have a Madhouse signature, or not its signature, but a watermark, I guess you could say. This one's a little bit more noticeable than the rest because they like put, I guess that's like a pinkish powder to, you know, color the ears a little bit, and it kind of fell into those cracks of the watermark. But it says Madhouse on there. They're usually not as noticeable as this one. I kind of wish their watermark was a bit smaller instead of it being like all the way down the ear, but like I said, for the most part, it's really not that visible. Here are my last link ears. You can really barely see that Madhouse watermark. I don't even know if watermark is the right word to use, but yeah, I think my ears are dry enough now, so let's kind of wiggle them. Oh yeah, they definitely wiggle less now, if at all. The right one is still wiggling slightly, but the left one isn't wiggling really at all. It's just moving with my head. Okay, I just bounced around and they didn't move at all. I can't really move my neck crazy right now because I just screwed up my neck a couple of days ago, and I still feel a bit of a nerve pinch in my neck, so it hurts to really move my head crazy, but I'll try my best. It's really not going anywhere. So that was one of my biggest worries, just because they are bigger, heavier ears, but they're doing just fine. And having that really tacky glue might help too. So yeah, I'm super excited about these. I don't know what else to say about these for now. I might just be done for today, but I will be including a section of this video where I'll show you guys after I've painted them. If you're interested in how I'm going to paint them, I'm just going to paint them the exact same way that I paint my face, which is the same way I painted my last ears. I have an entire video showing off how I painted my face for Sprout, so if you're interested in how I do that, just check out that video. But I imagine they're going to come out somewhat like these. These might look a little dirty just because I painted them once and I've never had to paint them again. So it's rubbed off a little bit and it's got some other colors there that's not supposed to be there. But the makeup that I use for Sprout, which is Pro Air, has stayed on these ears very well considering I've had these painted for about a year now. Maybe not a full year, and it's technically makeup, not actually paint. It's an alcohol base, so I'm sure it would come off with alcohol, but yeah, this is how I'm going to paint these ears. I guess I will be back once I've done that, and I will talk about my final thoughts, but that's not going to be tonight, that's going to be another night, so I will see you then. Alright guys, I just finished recording some Sprout videos, and as you can see, I have my ears fully painted now, and look at how well this all looks together. So this is basically what it looks like with the hat on. I'll go ahead and take it off so that you can see kind of what they look like without the hat on. Alright, here they are. I painted the inside of my ear yellow to try to make it like kind of match this yellow, although I'm not sure it's really the exact same color, or maybe just kind of rubbed off a little bit. But the color is very vibrant on these ears. The one thing I'm nervous about is when I have to clean the glue off of the ears. I don't need to clean the glue off every single time I wear them, but after a while, when you keep reapplying glue, the glue will start to build up on the ear, so you will have to clean it. And on my normal colored ears, when I use the glue remover to take the glue off, it removes all of the makeup as well. Now this makeup is very different. It's a alcoholic based makeup, so it might not come off, but it might, and I would rather not have to reapply the makeup every single time I have to clean these ears. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean these ears and see if the makeup does come off, and then I will let you know if it does take the makeup off or not, because if it doesn't take the makeup off, that would be fantastic and I won't have to worry about it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and put my hat back on. It's a little trickier with these ears just because they're a bit larger. I gotta kind of grab the ear and lightly pull it backwards, hoping that it won't take the ear off of my skin there. Just like that. I pull it forward, and there we go. I think these ears definitely look better when I'm making videos and such. But yeah, those are the Madhouse FX Studio ears. Let me know if you guys prefer these ears or my cosplay FX ears on Sprouts. They definitely have a different shape to them. And I hope you guys enjoy this review, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next video.